Welcome everybody. Today we're going to cover how we are using Extrovert as part of our LinkedIn sales motion. So the goal is simple. We want to warm up leads before reaching out directly to them. Instead of starting with a cold DM, Extrovert helps you create visibility first through thoughtful LinkedIn comments. So then, when there is a good reason to message somebody, can help us draft a better first message using AI-assisted suggestions. So this is not about automating fake engagement or sending robotic messages. It's about using AI as a support system so we can show up more consistently, stay relevant, and build familiarity with the people we want to engage. So for this training, we'll focus only on what you need to do as users, reviewing suggested posts, approving or editing comments, and using AI-assisted messages, suggestions to help break the ice. So also, one important expectation from the beginning, Extrovert will not book meetings for you. Extrovert helps you stay visible, create familiarity, and open better conversations. Once a real conversation starts, you should take it personally and book the meeting from it. The main idea behind Extrovert is this. You don't pitch strangers, you become familiar with them first. So most people ignore cold outreach because they don't recognize the sender. Even if this message is personalized, clever, or relevant, it still feels like a pitch from a stranger. So Extrovert changed that dynamic. Before sending a DM, we create light but meaningful visibility. We do that by commenting on prospect posts, engaging with conversation they care about, and showing up in a way that feels natural. The goal is not to force a conversation immediately. The goal is to make your name recognizable for them. So by the time a prospect sees a DM from you, it doesn't feel like completely cold. They might have already seen your name in their notification, in their post, or in the discussion they follow. So that changes the tone of the conversation. Extrovert helps you by finding relevant opportunities to engage and suggesting comments or messages. But the important part is that you stay in control of the system. You review, edit, approve, and decide what actually goes out. AI helps you with the context, templates, and messages ideas, but you bring the human judgment on this. The expected daily routine is very simple. Think of it as a 20 to 60 minutes per day. You will log in, view the suggested posts, decide which comments are worth approving or editing. And then some comments might be strong as they are, others may need small edits to sound more like you, and some should simply be skipped. So that's important. Using the Extrovert, well, that doesn't mean that you're going to approve everything. It means using your judgment. So you might also use AI-assisted messages suggestion when there is a good reason to send a DM. These suggestions can help you break the ice by using templates, context, value position angles. But AI should not run the conversation for you. Your role is to ask, does this sound human? Does this fit the context? Would I actually say this? Is this the right moment to send this? If the answer is yes, send it. If not, edit or skip it. And once the prospect replies, the recommendation is to take over personally. That is where your judgment, sales skills, and relationship building matter most. So, comments are the warm-up layer. A good comment does several things at once. First, it helps the prospect recognize your name. That alone is valuable because recognition makes future outreach feels less cold. Second, it gives you a chance to show expertise without pitching. Instead of saying we can help you, you can demonstrate how you think. And third, it creates a softer path into future conversations. So when somebody has already seen your engagement thoughtfully, your DM has a much better chance of feeling natural. So the key is that we are not commenting just to comment. We are using comments to create trust and familiarity over time. A good comment should feel like something a smart peer would say in a real conversation. It should not feel like a sales tactic. So that distinction matters. If prospects feel like every interaction is just a disguised pitch, the strategy breaks. But if the comments are useful, relevant, and human, they become small trust deposits. So let's talk about what makes a good comment. A good comment is specific, It reacts to something real in the post, not just a general topic. It is natural. It should sound like a person wrote it, not like an AI generated. It is relevant. It should add to the conversation, not distract from it. It can be opinionated. That doesn't mean being controversial for no reason, but it should have a point of view. And most importantly, it should not pitch. A bad comment is something like great post or thanks for sharing. Those comments don't hurt, but they also don't do much. They create almost no recognition. Another bad pattern is the obvious AI comment: too bullish, too generic, too long, or too enthusiastic. And the biggest mistake is selling in the comments. For example, commenting something like, "This is exactly why you need our solution," is not helpful. It makes the interaction feels transactionally immediately. So another thing to avoid is mentioning the automation signal too directly. Don't say, "I saw your post about this, so I wanted to reach out." That makes the whole interaction feels mechanical. So the best comments feels simple, thoughtful, and real. The standard is not, "Is this comment impressive?" The standard is, how this will make sense in a real conversation. Now, an important clarification: connection invitations are managed automatically on Extrovert. That means you don't need to manually send connection requests. You also don't need to approve connection requests. Change timing rules or managing pending requests from your side. The system will handle that process based on the setup we already create. Your work is not to manage the connection workflow. Your job is to create recognition before and around that workflow. That mostly happens through comments. So this is why your daily activity matters. If the prospect has already seen your name, through thoughtful engagement, that connection request feels more familiar. That familiarity can increase the chances of acceptance and make the future DM feel less random. So when you think about your role, don't think, "I need to send connection requests." Think, "I need to show up in a useful way so that when the connection happens, the prospect already has some awareness of me." When the prospect accepts the connection, this is not the finish line, it's just the next step. A common mistake in LinkedIn outreach is rushing straight into a pitch as soon as someone accepts. That can make the connection feels like a trap. So we want to avoid that. After someone's connect, we still want to be thoughtful. Sometimes the right move is to send a DM. Sometimes the right move is to keep engaging for a bit longer. Extrovert can help you suggest when a DM makes sense, but you still need to review the context. Before sending a DM, ask yourself, have we had any previous interaction? Did they engage with one of our comments? Is there a real reason to message now? Does the message feels like the natural next step? The goal is not to maximize the number of DMs. The goal is to start a better conversation. So quality matters more than volume here. Extrovert helps you create the opening, but doesn't replace your responsibility to handle the relationship well. Extrovert can help you write better messages faster, but we should be clear about what it means. This is not a fully automated sales rep. It's not going to book meetings for you, and it should not replace your personal judgment. So the AI assistance is useful because it helps with the hardest part of the messages, getting started. You can suggest a template, a value proposition angle, or a simple way to break the ice based on the context. That gives you a strong first draft, but the final message is still yours. So you should always review it before sending and make sure it sounds like you. Make sure it fits the relationship and it doesn't feel too formal, too robotic, or too salesy. And once a person replies, take the conversation personally, because Extrovert is great for staying top of mind and creating openings, but the real sales conversation still belongs to you. The first DM is not a pitch. This is one of the most important rules. So the purpose of the first DM is to open a conversation, not to explain the full offer, qualify the prospect, or book a meeting all at once. So a good first DM should be short, simple, and low pressure. I can use a value proposition angle, but it should not feel like a full sales pitch. I can ask a question, but the question should be easy to answer, and it should feel connected to the relationship or the situation, not like a generic sequence message. For example, instead of sending a full pitch, you may ask a simple question related to a challenge they are likely dealing with. The goal is to create a reply. Once there is a reply, the conversation becomes much easier and more natural. So this is the moment you take over personally. Do not rely on AI to manage the conversation from that point. The tool can help you create the opening, but you're responsible for building the relationship. And finally, the bigger idea, Extrovert helps us to stay top of mind. So traditional outreach often tries to force timing. You send a sequence, wait a few days, follow-ups, and then move on. But real buying cycles don't work like that. A prospect might not be ready this month. They might become ready in 3 months or 6 months, maybe. So that's why the goal is to stay visible without being annoying. Extrovert help us do that by continuing to surface opportunities to engage. That could be with cold prospect, accepted connections, open opportunities, ghosted leads, or past conversation. This is especially useful for sales because not every good lead is ready right now. Sometimes the best things we can do is keep the relationship warm until the timing improves. That means commenting when relevant, replying when there is a real reason, using DM carefully, and avoid unnecessary pressure. The long-term goal is simple. When the prospect is ready to have a conversation, we want to be one of the people they already recognize and trust. So that is the mindset I want you to take in the tool. We are not here to spam people. We're here to create more familiar, more relevant, and more human conversation at scale. And just to make the expectation clear, one more time, Extrovert will not book the calls for you. It will help you stay visible, create openings, and start better conversations. So once those conversations start, you can take them personally. And now that the concept is clear, let's move into the demo and see how it works inside Extrovert. Okay, so once you log in the platform, you're gonna see in the left bar different actions that you can do on the platform. The first one is dashboard, in which you can monitor how many comments you did, how many connection requests you sent, the acceptance rate, DM send, reply rate. So that's interesting to start monitoring your campaigns, but also you will be able to notice the impact of Extrovert. If you scroll down a bit more, you will be able to see the connection acceptance rate that you have overall in all the campaigns, and then you have a comparison between all the ones that you have commented before. So in this case, we have almost double the connection rate only by sending them a comment. So this is something that you can monitor maybe once per week or per month, but the important part here is the campaigns. So if you go to campaigns, you're going to see all the campaigns that you have across your team or they are delegated to you. You don't need to do anything in this part, but the important part is in the post feed, in which you're going to see a list of LinkedIn posts from people we have qualified and sent to Extrovert. So you're going to see people and their picture, title, headline, the post text. You're going to see also the content and also a quick brief about the post. So in this case, it says that Eli analyzed how AOC clashed with MTG on Israel policy and so on. So this is a specific example I want to show you because in some cases, this type of this type of posts that are politic type of posts, I would recommend you to skip them. And the tool can also help you to filter those posts out. But also, if you would like to comment on their posts, you're going to see here a box in which Extrovert already created a comment for you to post on that. And if you agree with that comment, you just click on approve and it's going to send it throughout to LinkedIn and comment it for you. Now, if you don't like that post, you can skip that post. If you don't like the comment, you can also skip the comment or click on improve draft and you can here add your own instruction on how you want to build a new comment. Another way would be to improve the current comment that the AI built for you. So let's say I don't like this comment because it's too long. I want to make it shorter. Just by clicking these buttons, you're gonna fill up the feedback for the AI to regenerate the comments. You can also type here whatever, like make it personal or whatever you want to add here. And you can click on regenerate and the tool will reprocess the feedback and recreate the comment here for you. So once you agree the comment, you can approve it, and you can select any reaction that you want to send with the comment as well, like a like, price, and so on. So that would be the first part. In here, you're going to see a list of all the posts, and each post will have different tags that will let you know if you haven't DM'd to that person before, if they are not regularly posting, if you haven't commented on them before, and then what about the connection request? If you have already sent a connection request, if they have already connected with you and so on. So that will also let you know which type of lead are you engaging with. And if you click here on these three dots, you can open the profile of that person or mark that prospect as important as well, move to another list, or see the post on LinkedIn. So those are the options that you can use in the comment feed here, in the post feed. So you're going to see a whole feed with a lot of comments, a lot of posts that you can take it and start approving and sending it to LinkedIn. The next part that you're going to be interacting with is the AIDM part. So in this case, you're going to see all the leads that you have already connected with before, and Extrovert will categorize them in three different columns. The first one is follow-up. That means that all those leads match any condition to follow-up. Like, for example, you commented on any post of them that seems interesting to start a conversation. Another follow-up would be you send them a DM and we wait for 1 week and they didn't reply. So Extrovert will bring you back that lead so you can follow up. Another option would be if it is an old lead, a stale lead, and you can reactivate that lead. So Extrovert will identify those leads and send you in this column. In the unread column, you're going to be able to see all messages that you received but you haven't read before. So you can use this tab to check out the messages and reply it from Extrovert, or just go back to your LinkedIn account and reply it from them. And then you have all that matches all the leads that you have on Extrovert that are already connected with you and are in the campaign. Some of them are not ready to engage right now, but you will be able to oversee all of them. So for example, this is a message we sent actually yesterday to a lead in which we just accept the connection with them. So it's great to connect. We're hosting a webinar and so on. We're inviting them to the webinar. Want me to share the link. This was a suggestion from Extrovert to reach out to a cold lead and sending that message. You can also see that there is another suggestion from Extrovert to follow up. In this case, this lead wasn't in a follow-up column. But anyways, Extrovert can create you a follow-up if you feel like it's appropriate. You can click on regenerate if you don't feel like it's appropriate, and it's going to create a different one. Or you can use the same process as we did for comments. So if you click on improve draft, you can here add the instruction for the DM, or just make some feedback suggestions for improving the current one. This person, we haven't sent any DM before, but they have accepted the connection request from us. So Extrovert recommends us the message to send to break the ice. So in this case, this is coming from the AI context that we have and the DM playbook for them. So it says, thanks for connecting, good to have more marketing leaders, and so on. And here on the right bar, you're going to see the name of the lead. You can also see if you have commented to them or you haven't. In some cases, there are leads that they don't post too frequently. So in those cases, the tool will guide you to comment on posts that they have commented before. So once you comment on top of their comment, they want to receive a notification that there is a new comment on the topic that they were following. So that's another way to engage with them. But in this case, this person haven't posted recently, so we don't have much content here. In this case, you see this tag that says last comment last week, and here you have a description of that. You comment one time on prospect post, 100% of all the posts. Last comment was on Thursday, May 7th. So if you click on see all posts, you're going to see the last post you comment on and the comment you sent to them. So you have the context about the conversation with them to actually draft the message. Also, you're going to see here a description of something interesting or relevant that you can use to craft a message. You have the headline as well. And if you want to see the whole profile, you can click on View LinkedIn Profile. It's going to open the LinkedIn profile for you. Also, if you click on See All Posts, you can also click here and see Open Profile or mark prospect as important or move it to another list. So in this case, it says, congrats on launching. This might be a new startup, building intelligence layer between clinical and financial medicine. Financial data is a massive data gap for healthcare. So we have here like a full DM that can be sent to that lead based on something they have posted and we have engaged before. And this make it really relevant to start a conversation. As a last part, you're gonna have this tab that says prospect, in which you will be able to see all the prospects that are in the campaign, and you can filter them out based on the campaign that they are into, which prospect leads they are into, how frequent they are posting, and so on. So if you want to check if you're having reacting or commenting to somebody, you just name it in here, and you'll be able to see the person that you're looking for. And if you click on it, you can see the whole profile and the comments and posts. So that's how you're going to be using Extrovert. And remember, you're going to be using Extrovert for posting and for DMing, for sending DMs. And the tool will help you with AI suggestions to manage that. Just a quick recap. We need to spend between at least 15 to 30 minutes daily. I would suggest to go between 20 to 60 minutes. Every time, edit before sending and approve thoughtful comments. Ask for help when you're unsure about how to use the platform, and avoid pitching too early. This is a tool that can help you start conversations, start opportunities to break the ice. But in order to book the call, you will need to use it. You will need to craft the messages as well. It can suggestion help you to speed up the process, and you stay in control of the process whole time. So that's the important part. I hope that's useful for you and you have success running this process.